Hey guys, so today I want to do a quick little comparison here with the Galaxy S5 versus the iPhone 5 here. So I made a video like this with the iPhone 5s, but of course there's a lot of people also running the iPhone 5, so I want to do a video here also checking it out a little bit in comparison. So to start off with, I mean, it has the same kind of display size as a iPhone 5s, I mean 4-inch display, but it doesn't have this with its Touch ID, so you can't unlock the phone with this one. The Galaxy has an unlock feature with this one, a fingerprint reader or scanner, where you also can do PayPal payments. I haven't tested it at the moment, I haven't had time. And then of course you do get two other buttons here on the Galaxy back key, and also a multitasking button. To multitask, of course, on the iPhone 5 used, no, not hold in, I mean double tap here, and you can see all of the apps. You can see here that this is my, I think it's my non-jailbroken. I have some bunch of apps here installed, but if you go into settings, general, about, you can see iOS 7.1, the latest iOS, waiting for iOS 8 to come out, probably with HealthBook app this summer, and HealthBook app is probably going to be Apple's like competitor to Samsung's cool features here inside of the Galaxy S5, the S Health, which has some pretty cool updates. And as you can see, you can measure your heart rate by using the sensor at the back. So I'm just gonna try to measure right now. So the HealthBook app for iPhone should measure most of the things and be able to track your weight and what you're eating and all those things. So you can see here, in here you have the pedometer, exercise, and a bunch of other things here. You can also set sound here and customize if you are running or if you are walking. Of course there's apps in the App Store also that is doing this, but the Apple, it seems like they want to integrate this into a better like system. Of course, we have some cool features also about the Galaxy S5 that I haven't had time to test, like dust and water assistant. It should be able to handle that way better with a closing here. And of course, you don't need a closing up here, but you have a pretty cool IR port up here as well. So you have a TV app, so you can use it as a remote control, and it works for my TV. So it's pretty awesome actually. So the IR port it's using is probably this one over here. Very nice. Of course, there's a plastic material on the back, dotted. You can also see the speaker down here. The iPhone, of course, this was the one of the last generations, which was very much black. The new iPhones is like space gray. This one was lost like black model kind of. Doesn't have this dual LED flash that the new iPhone has, but it still feels very high quality. You can see that this one has been used a lot, so it's a little bit damaged on the sides. You have sound coming from one of these, but I think it's a better system than, probably a better system to have when you have it like this. On the Galaxy S5 you have it on the back, and that could become a problem actually, because I mean you want to have that sound on the front side, or at least down here. The Asus One M8 is probably one of the phones that have solved that the best way, by having stereo speakers on the front side and not have it on the back, or having it at the bottom here, but used on the front side. Of course that's gonna complicate some things, that it's gonna take up more space and stuff. Maybe Samsung could implement it up here or something. That would probably be pretty cool. I definitely think you can pull that off in the future. So if you take a look at more the software here, you can see here the lock screens where you both have quick access to the camera. You can slide up here or just slide here. So pretty similar features. You can see the clock, and you can just unlock here by sliding. If you want to have some quick toggles here, the Galaxy S5 easily dominates here by swiping down. from the top. You just have so many quick toggles and quick things you can customize and turn off and on, and that's one of the key things why I like TouchWiz so much. If you want to do the same thing on Apple, there are some things you can customize, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things, and then you have some quick things to activate. But here at least you have like twice the things you can activate and stuff like that, and I really do appreciate that. That's really one of the key things why I love TouchWiz, as I said. If you take a look at the settings area here, I like this kind of grid view that you do get now on Samsung devices. They probably have adopted the same kind of, a little bit of a same UI look at Apple in iOS 7 with these rounded off icons. You can see that Apple had that, for example, in the phone app here, a little bit like rounded off. I kind of like it on both these two devices. You can see here a bunch of things we can activate and do in the S5, and I haven't even touched 10% of it, so that can definitely be fun to check out. And of course you can also have this list view. I like it now how we can search for something pretty quick here, like a specific settings like display. If you want to quickly go to there, if you want to do this, of course, here on the iPhone, you can just go down like that, and you can, I guess you can just type in. I'm not sure if you can go into specific settings things just by searching. But I will have to take a little look at that. Of course, multitasking, this is how it looks on the new Galaxy and the iPhone. You can just swipe here because it's an iOS 7. What I like here more about the Galaxy is that you can close everything at once, but I definitely do believe it looks a little bit more nicer here on the iPhone, where nice thumbnail and the icon. Here it just looks a little bit random. It's like takes up, I don't like that blue background or something, and the weird text that just stands there random. I think it definitely looks way more nice here on the Galaxy device, but I do like here with the Galaxy devices I can close every app with just one tap there without having to jailbreak or do anything. Here I can of course do multiple at the same time, but if you have a lot of them, then it's going to be a little bit annoying there. Of course, we have some pretty fun things on the internal side. 16 megapixel here, a camera on the Galaxy device versus a 8 megapixel shooter here on the iPhone 5. And I mean that's a lot of more pixels that you do get on the Samsung smartphone, and I might do a camera comparison video more in depth here in the future. You have a ton of different modes here. The iPhone is a little bit more basic here. I mean, you have a HDR mode up there at the top. You have a video mode, of course. The Galaxy S5 also will be able to record 4K video. It only seems to be for 5 minutes though. That kind of sucks, but hey. Cool thing here with the iPhone is you have a square mode. I think that's for Instagram to take perfect pictures. You have some pre-default filters here as well, which could be nice to have access to. So that is quite nice. And so if we move on here, of course we have the Apple A6 chipset instead of the iPhone 5 here, versus the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 chipset here on the international GS5, faster than the Galaxy Note 3 chipset a little bit there. It has a Adreno 330 GPU versus Apple's PowerVR SGX 543 MP3 triple core graphics inside of this one, which really do perform amazing overall. I mean, all the games that you download is like amazing performance and such, and that's really nice with the Apple experience. But some things that makes me not want to use an iPhone that much as a main phone. One of the key things is definitely that it have a pretty small display for being the year here of 2014. Feels a little bit too much like 2012. Very nice here when I just go quickly into the display. Of course, you have different display modes here on the on the S5. But you can see when I'm inside of it looks like the display actually here is more white. The color white is more white than on the iPhone 5's display, which is something I do enjoy a ton here. So that's quite nice actually. And the browser has definitely been upgraded to a very nice competitor here to Safari browser, which is pretty amazing here in iOS. So you have of course reading mode on both these two devices. You tap up here, you can just go up here, and it will transform all the text so you can easily digest it. Quite nice. You have also some more options here on the S device, the Galaxy. You can minimize and make the text bigger and stuff like that, and you can share it. Here you can also share, of course, but I'm not sure if you just share this page or if it's just a full article. But it's quite nice, and I might take a closer look at the browser in a future video, a little bit more in depth perhaps. Of course, there's also a bunch of other things that I might be interested in comparing, like things like Siri versus the brand new S voice here. Yo.
Here's what I found on the web.
So I'm probably going to compare them a little bit more in a future video. You can see that it says sometimes I have a system update. So let's see here.
I will search for it.
Oh yeah, sometimes I forget that the menu keys up here at the top now. You did see I did have a new update, and I'm probably going to upgrade to that. Because that would be quite nice. Let's see if it's just in normal settings here. About device. Oh yeah, just because I rooted a device, to be able to tweak it a little bit more, I can't download brand new software updates, which kind of sucks in one way, but hey, we might be able to have some fun playing around with other things. But if you want to see anything specific with these two devices, I mean, I can definitely probably pull that off in a video or so. But both stands, both are pretty good here. But you have definitely a lot more features and things you can customize on the Galaxy S5. In terms of battery life, also here 1440 milliamps inside of this one versus almost twice the battery life here inside of the S5. If you look at milliamps, like 2800 milliamps, 200 more milliamps than what the S4 had, 2600. So that's pretty nice actually. So I would definitely prefer the S5 here. And one of the key things definitely is the bigger display, which is quite nice. So yeah, just quickly video. I'm probably gonna do more videos, so yeah, stay tuned for that. And if you have any suggestions or anything, definitely let me know about that. Peace out.